and welcome to Britican's Galley. Today we are making lentil soup. The reason we're making lentil soup on a hot summer's day is because the ship that comes to the Bahamas has not made it in the last couple days. There's no milk, there's no eggs, there's no vegetables or anything. I have some carrots, celery, and onion left in the fridge, that's it. So we're going to make lentil soup in the Solavor solar cooker. So let's get started. Alright, so we've got the Solavor pot that comes with the Solavor solar cooker. But if you make your own solar cooker using a different one, you just need a pot that doesn't reflect the sun, so it needs to be dark. And for today's recipe, we're doing the lentil soup. It's a cup of onions. The recipe can be found on sailingbritican.com under the Britican Galley section. That's where all my recipes are. We've got 1 stalk of celery, 1 carrot. The carrots and the celery I just, cut up into like evenly spaced celery and carrots. And the onion is just kind of chopped a little bit thinner. I do that just because my daughter is picky and I hide certain things. And then we need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2. I'm gonna give that a stir. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that in the solar cooker for a half hour, just to get it so it starts to soften up a bit.
The sky clouded over, so I pulled out the reflectors. These are only needed on a cloudy day. The reflectors that come with the Solavor solar cooker are a bit fiddly, and it does take a few minutes to get them on. Once they're on, they're on.
So just set the alarm to a half hour, and in a half hour we will do the next step of the recipe. The instructions on my lentils to say to wash them. So for the recipe, you need 2.5 cups, but I don't have 2.5 cups. I have about 2 cups of lentils. We're going to use what we've got. So what I'm going to do is add some water to these and just let them and clean them so that when the time comes to add them to the mixture, they are all nice and clean. So I'm just washing the lentils and then I'll drain all this water out and they'll be ready to add into the Solavor cooking pot. There's all sorts of solar cookers on the market. The main reason I really like the Solavor solar cooker is that it won't blow off the boat. I had another one and I had to use all sorts of things to try and keep it flat, and in the end it did eventually blow off the boat. This one here, it's quite heavy, it's durable, and even the metal reflectors, when it's like a bit of a cloudy day, they'll stay put. It's now blowing 20 knots and gusting up to 25. And the Solavor is doing just fine. For the next step, we're going to add bouillon. If you're a vegetarian, you can use vegetable bouillon or vegetable broth. In my case, all I have is chicken. And what I did was I reduced the amount of liquid because I don't have enough lentils. So there's the lentils that have been washed. And then you just need some diced tomatoes, pepper, cumin, coriander. And this here is it's something I got in Greece because it's in Greek, and it is paprika and chili pepper. So just to give it a little bit of a spice. The recipe calls for ground cardamom, but I don't have it. So as usual, I'm making it up as I go. We'll see what it tastes like. I just went out to the solar cooker. You need to make sure you always bring pot holders because it does get really hot. I looked at the temperature gauge and it was just below, just below 200 degrees. Let's look at this. Ooh, it's very, very strong smell of onions and celery. And so it's a bit wilted. The carrots, celery, and onions are what looks like sauteed. So all I did was throw them in there and put it in the solar cooker for a half hour. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this is the vegetable broth. So we're going to add that in. And I just used chicken broth actually, because I don't have...
Borrowed horse. Hello, Texas.
That is I'm listening to channel 68.
Hello, Texas. 72.
We're in a very busy cruiser community right
72.
here. So there's quite a few cruisers here. So 68 is the channel that everybody calls each other on. So now I'm just going to add the lentils and a can of tomatoes. Recipe is on sailingbritican.com if you want the full recipe. And then it's just a half teaspoon of the spices and some pepper. And I'm gonna pop this back in the solar cooker. I'm gonna let it cook for 3-4 hours. And so we'll see how it comes out.
After a few hours in the solar cooker, here's the final result. The veggies were cooked yet still firm, the lentils were perfect, and the flavor was simple yet fulfilling. Simon and I added chili pepper flakes to kick it up a notch. The recipe fed the 3 of us for 2 meals. If you'd like to see videos about sailing, destinations, how-tos, marina reviews, and more, please support our channel by purchasing one of our sailing guides. Join the thousands of people that have already purchased our guides to get information that will save you money, provide practical tips and tricks, in addition to helping you get out and enjoy boating. Or if you're not in the need for helpful how-to information and checklists, buy one of our high-quality nautical t-shirts, beach cover-ups, and other nautical gifts at our Etsy shop. We also have a lovely community of Patreon supporters too, if that's something you're interested in. Links to all of these resources can be found in the description below. These educational and hopefully entertaining videos are made possible by the profits made through our guides, t-shirt sales, and Patreon supporters. To keep them going for free, please support Sailing Britican today.